F, give him flavor.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big up to GMF
Yeah.
Project Sounds
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. 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 Let's go. We've been here from the beginning. Prayers go out to the losers. Thank God I'm out here winning. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. I wanna thank you. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Check me out. Look, I'm on the boulevard of broke dreams. With some high price cocaine and some broke fiends. Strapped with some oxycodone and codeine. Living.
This year, I was captured by the New York Times.
Oh, wow.
And was featured in the New York Times fashion article about being one of the most fashionable, whatever, I don't know. But it was a weird, crazy picture of me just doing what I do when I go out into the streets of New York City. And also, I'm a street performer. So,
Facts.
You know, the song Ignore is really a big to-do out in Times Square. You know
Right.
what I mean? So that was big. And then Kellogg's, you know, pulling off that event with Already Famous and having, you know, really notable people come out from Ty Hunter to Lamar Wright to Timothy Purtle, yourself, a whole bunch of other people came out to really support that event. And it was an Already Famous event, but it was our event. It was our Hunt for Love event.
Right.
So, and Kellogg's was totally supportive of that. And I figured that shows if we can do that there, then we can do anything, you know, anywhere.
Facts.
And so that was a big to-do.
All right, man. And speaking about being a street performer, what do you feel? Being let me rephrase that question. Being an owner of your brand, have you ever always felt the challenges or the feeling of, okay, yes, I'm a performer, but at the end of the day, I don't feel like I have to do it, or it's been, you know what? Both wash each other's hands. Like, what's your take or your heart on that?
That's an excellent question. I feel that as an entrepreneur and as a creative, from the very beginning of my career, from even when I was in the University of Buffalo,
right.
my mode of operation has always been I've always created my own work.
Right.
And as a result of that, I've always, when you're in work, work leads to other work. So a lot of times my work, whenever I've done something, it's been, I've been asked to do other things.
Okay.
So I've been asked to do so many things even to this day, and I'm learning to say no because always going with what's been kind of spoon-fed to me is cool because I have a lot of credits, but at the same time, it's not necessarily the projects that's taking me to the next level.
Okay.
So I don't audition as much. I just recently got a talent agent again, and an international one and a domestic one. So I'm working with 2 agencies now, and I just worked on a film called Kid Like Jake, which was with Jim Parsons and Claire Danes. You know, so there was a day job or whatever. But the point of the matter is, I'm just starting to reintroduce myself to the process of what it really is to be a working actor, which is auditioning and having agents and all that stuff. I've been that for other people, but I need that for myself.
Right.
So in a way, being an entrepreneur is kind of a good thing and a bad thing because I literally could stay here in this beautiful apartment and chill and watch Netflix for 8 days, and ain't nobody gonna tell me to go out and audition and work but me.
Right.
I'm not answering to anyone.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So I love that freedom. I guess that would be the epitome of success when you know, I don't have a day job, this is what I do. You know what I mean? 24 hours, this is what I do full time. You know, I'm in the union, that's a great thing. I have all of the pieces of the puzzle to be extremely financially successful in this industry, but the only way I'm going to reach a financial success is to play that game of rejection. That's the only way I can put it.
That's
auditioning for the big roles in commercials and films and television and stuff like that.
All right. And also too, on that note, being a Black entrepreneur, like what what's your feeling on that? Like what, like, cause you know, in this era that we're in right now, it's very imperative that we get our value back. And it's not saying, okay, that our race is the supreme race or whatever the case may be, but it has a value. And you know, and there's a lot of figures in entertainment, there's a lot of figures in politics and in society itself that are doing so to get the value back. So for you, how do you feel is your position as a black entrepreneur, you know, going forward with this like movement that's trying to bring our value back?
It's extremely important that you own, or that you put X amount of time into building your own brand or your own company or being an entrepreneur, because it's really becoming extremely clear that either you're going to be the boss or you're going to be working for the boss. And that's putting it very nicely. Either you're going to be pimp or you're going to be getting pimped in entertainment. And it's as simple as that, you know. And, you know, yes, you may be in certain positions where you are the actor or you're on the production assistant, whatever, but the epitome of what you want to be is the creator and the producer, the executive producer, and the power behind the project. That's where the money is, that's where the power is, that's where the freedom is, that's where the fun is, when you get to create something and really work extremely hard to see it come to life, but at the same time knowing that that hard work is going to pay off no matter what in the end, because you own so many slices of the pie.
Right.
When you're just the actor, or you're just the this, or you're just the that, and you don't have ownership of it, you may not get a slice of the pie at the end of all that work. And you may work the hardest on that project, and it becomes extremely successful, and you get nothing because you're not a part of the ownership of it, or a part of the executive team, or a part of the those things have been worked out in the end. So that's why at the top of this year, in my suggestion to my clients and my mentees, was this is the year of contracts, and the only way it's going to happen is if you demand it. And if you don't demand it, then you know you'll keep working. You probably will work forever. You can work forever because you obviously are good at what you do, and people are going to want you to work for them. But they're not going to be running and not banging on your doors to pay you until you say, you know what, don't call me unless you have a budget. And if you don't have an offer, a financial offer, then it's like, you know, thank you, but no thanks.
Facts.
And ever since I made that declaration, that's another big thing that happened in 2017. We have been making money, you know what I mean? And that's it, you know what I mean? And we're not, you know, wealthy or reaching my financial goals, but it has begun.
Facts.
And if we didn't set that standard at the top of the year, we'd still be doing friendship projects.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact. Nah,
you understand what I'm saying?
Nah, that's a fact.
And when people know that you've already gotten paid for this or you got paid for that, then they know better than to approach you without saying, you know, whatever. You know, people know I just worked on this film with Jim Parsons and Claire Danes. So like, why would I go below that?
Yeah, nah, that's a fact. That's a dead fact.
And if you don't know, you better ask somebody.
Hey, man.
Because I'm not going to necessarily tell you. I'm just going to say, and hang up or not return the phone call or email.
Listen, man. You've been the architect of me rebranding myself. So, you know, I'm always going to be forever, you know, appreciative of what you did. You know what I'm saying? Also, too, man. Let's see. How we're gonna go about this? Let's see. This is why I like to get to my guests. Mm-hmm. All right, bet. Top 5 projects you ever worked on in your double decade career.
Top 5.
Top 5. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not giving you. No, we're not doing double digits. No. Top 5. Yeah, some feelings might have to get hurt, but we do the real here on REEMtv.
Wow.
Top
We're going back.
5. We
are going back.
And if it has to be from University of Buffalo, so be it.
We are going back to the University of Buffalo. My first lead role in the play was a play called My Children, My Africa by Arthur Fugard, and I did at the University of Buffalo with my mentor and my guide, as far as I was concerned, Stephen McKinley Henderson, who just finished doing Fences and was in, you know, he's a Tony nominated winner. He was in Fences with Denzel in the movie Fences. So at the time, I was so intimidated to do this film. So this play, My Children, My Africa, was in the play. There was a 10-page monologue that I had to do in African dialect, and I was just like terrified, and my grade depended upon it for that semester. So that would be the number one, because when I did that show and I got standing ovations for every show except for one, and I was devastated when they didn't give me a standing ovation. I was like, what the hell happened?
Right.
But I had got spoiled. It was like the 11th show, and I had had 10 standing ovations in a row. And my professor was like, don't do it for the standing ovations. Like, if they come, they come. If they don't, they don't.
Do it for the craft.
And then we got 3 more or 4 more after that. But the point of the matter is that show showed me that that's what I wanted to do, that I could do this for a living forever. And then All My Children, when I came to New York City, I sent in my headshot resume to all the soap operas. I knew I wanted to work on either General Hospital, which was in LA at the time, or All My Children. And All My Children, it responded in a week, and within 2 weeks, I was on the show.
Oh wow! What was your character on the show?
Initially, I was doing background work, and then I became one of the regular students at Pine Valley High.
Oh wow!
Friends with Kelly Ripa and Haley.
Yeah. Oh wow! So that's iconic.
Erica Kane and Kelly and all of them for like 2 years. So then I would say New York Undercover.
Oh wow!
I was featured in that. Yep. New York Undercover. You could Google that. And I played this character called Robert Crossley, and they killed me in the show because it was called Spare Parts, and they were trying to save me, Malik Yoba and all of them. They knew that I was the next person that they were going to kill for my organs.
Wow.
They couldn't save me. So that was what the show was about.
Oh, you part of hip hop. That's crazy.
Yeah, they killed me on that show. And I had dreads at the time. So after that, I would say, man, I've done so much.
Hey, you gotta hurt some feelings. Hey, listen, you gotta hurt the feelings. Yeah.
Okay. That's
3. That's 3.
Okay. 4. These are all early career, because you see, when you say favorite, it has to do with
what you felt.
For me, what were the moments that let me know that I could do this for 20 more years? Okay. So the stuff that kind of happened after a while, after you've been on a film and you've been on plays and you've done, it just all becomes a part of what you know. But when I think of moments that was just like best moments, I would say I did this play at the National Black Theater. Nice. When I was 20-something years old.
Full circle on this team.
Endangered Species, and I played. It was a small role, but there's no such thing as small roles. It was called Endangered Species at the National Black Theater, and my understudy at the time, because when you do a play in a place like National Black Theater, everybody has an understudy, was Michael K. Williams. Whenever you're in a play, especially at some place like National Black Theater, everybody has an understudy. So my understudy happened to be Michael K. Williams, which is Omar from The Wire. Everybody know him for all the films and stuff he does now, but this particular play was like one of his first acting. It wasn't a big role, but like it was kind of like I would say I was right out of college. I had a degree in acting, and for me, I'm just like, look, Tunde, the managing director at the time, artistic director was Tunde Samuels. So it's like, I don't need no goddamn understudy. Excuse my French. So, this kid is a music video dancer. He's an actor. Like, what are you? Yeah, right. So what they do when they're replacing you or bringing in your understudy is they have the person come in and sit in the front row and watch you. So I knew he was here to understudy the role. So I had to, and this is a testament to the industry. you never burn a bridge, and you always treat people with professionalism, even though like I knew it, everybody knew it. We all kind of principals always feel that way about understudies. They're like waiting for you to fall down a flight of steps so they can get on stage. So I had to show him the lines and the blocking and show him the role. And, you know, in my mind, I was like, listen, Mike, you know, I want this to work out for you, but I'm going to do all of these shows, and you're just not going to get on the stage. He was like, brother, I'm just so honored that, you know, he was very humble. He's like, you're amazing. I love the way you made this small character into something big. And he was very appreciative. So we ended up being, like, kind of cool after that. And so what happened was, they liked him so much. He was such a natural actor that they decided to let him do half the show. Because I had a contract for like 15 shows.
Right.
For like 8 weeks or whatever it was. Like
right.
8 shows a week or whatever for 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And they decided to alternate us. So one day you would see Michael, and one day you would see me, and one day you would see Michael, and one day you would see me. And then it was like, people started to say which show was better and all this other stuff like that. So the show ended, and we kept in touch for a while, and even to this day, like if I hit him up on Instagram or whatever, he hits me back, and that's that. And I'm very interested in him for my play, Cyber Sex of Play, by the way. So it's all about who you know. You never know how long or where people are gonna go in their career. So like I said, I bit my tongue and shucked my ego to teach him the role and share the contract with him finishing.
Now here's something I'm about to ask you right now, because I find this very, not odd, but I find it very shocking. Now in the hip hop culture or rap game itself, what you just expressed about doesn't happen as much as it should in comparison to the acting game.
It don't happen in the acting game either.
No.
I'm the exception.
No, right. But here's the thing, though.
It should.
But here's the thing. It's not to where it's a want to demise because you want to be relevant or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's because of competition, healthy thereof, but in the same time of art. So what I'm about to ask you is, why is it, as far as the hip hop culture, you know what I'm saying, or the rap game itself, why can't it just be almost as the same level as the entertainment level, or the film or acting industry, or in that case?
Well, you're under the impression that it's normal to in this industry for people to look out for each other, and it isn't.
Okay.
And I happen to be already famous. Is that I'm Hunt for Love.
Right.
We're going against the grain, the norm in the industry to try to create what we feel should be normal, which is I want you to be successful.
Right.
Just because I want you to be successful, whether it has something to do with me or not.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know, anybody. It doesn't. I don't have to know them to generally want them to be successful. But that's me. But when you go into, especially with music, I think people get so caught up in trying to make it real, the dream real, that they get so caught up in totally consumed with their own careers that they think that if they look out for somebody else, it dilutes their brand or their projects.
Right.
So I don't have time to go to your concert because I'm trying to do a concert myself. I don't want to open for your concert because I'm trying to have somebody open for me.
Right.
So everybody's constantly trying to climb up the ladder, but in my opinion, I believe that you have to look out for other people because at some point you want other people to look out for you.
Exactly.
But they don't look at it that way.
No, right. And for me, me being, as you know, as we always talk about, my day job is teaching. So it's like, all right, the older generation rappers and stuff like that, they're not happy with what the younger rappers are. But in the same token, if you're not going out your way to guide them, then that's, in my opinion, you shouldn't be bitching, moaning, whining, crying about the culture's messed up because you had the opportunity.
But not only that, I just think it's the wrong way to approach and say, show this person how to be, show them how to be, as opposed to encourage them and nurture them into being who they are. Like, you know, it's just like the older generation and the younger generation. Like, to me, rap now compared to how rap was, or music now compared to how music was, is I don't think a lot of passion and thought goes into the music the way it used to. Okay. Like, we don't have whole albums anymore. We don't have albums. We just have singles or mixtapes, or where everything is just like, you know, they're just trying to do a quick moment. You know what I mean? As opposed to creating a career or a movement where it's just like, yo, I'm a fan of this person. Maybe Drake. You know, I haven't listened to a whole Drake album, or maybe the names that's coming out to me as people that really put a lot of work and effort into the whole project. Chance the Rapper, maybe. Right. Drake. Kanye tries. Jay-Z. But a lot of these younger generation kids, is all about the fast, quick, you know what I'm saying, rise up and then on to the next single. Like, they're not really thinking about making something that's going to be overtly enjoyable or last long. They're not trying to create classics. Okay. I think back in the day, people were trying to make sure they had, like, Michael Jackson had, like, how many 8 hits on an album, or 10 number ones, you know what I mean? Right. These kids are not looking to do that. They don't care. They're just looking to have a single or a hit and then move on to the next one. So, you know, even the way the clubs are set up now, they don't play records longer than 30 seconds. And that's not good. Yeah. Because that means that's all people are trying to create. They're trying to create a dope hook and maybe a dope verse or 16 bars, and that's it. That's all they care. On to the next record. Okay. You know? All right, man. So I got 2 more. So we got Endangered Species. We got My Children, My Africa, New York, My Children, My Africa, All My Children, New York Undercover, Endangered Species. Yeah, number 5. What's up? Yeah, you got her feelings. Fucking the 5th one is always the difficult one. Yeah. This is going to be a surprise because I got fired from this particular project. And I've never been fired. I can count on my one hand, half a hand, how many times I've been fired in this business. But Street Behavior. What? My web series. Yes. I played Detective Travis Brown. Fired? Yeah, well, fired, not renewed. They did not renew my contract. That's the equivalent of being fired. That's crazy. Well, they killed me. They shot me dead. They shot me fucking dead on the show. But the reason why that's in the top, because that was the first time I've ever been a principal in an episodic situation where I had to create the character they wrote that character for me based upon a day player position. I went there, I did this detective for 1 day, 5 lines, under 5. And then they called me back 6 months later and they was like, yo, we want to really make this into a full character. Would you do it? Audition. I got the part and I was on the show I did like 20 episodes. So that would be probably the best one, even though I feel some type of way about, but I guess I would feel that way if with all things good things come to an end. And I wish them the best. The show has spun off to other shows, and there's still, some of my friends are still on the show, but yes, yeah. Okay. All right, man. Well, nonetheless, man, it's definitely an honor and pleasure for you coming on this platform, coming on the REEMtv, get Serious TV. Nonetheless, man, give everybody the social media where they can find you, follow your movement, continue following the movement. You can follow me on Facebook, Jason Duval Hunter. That's Jason, Jason Duval, as in Robert Duval. That's Duval, 1 L, Hunter, Hunter, Jason Duval Hunter. On Instagram is J Duval, Duval Hunter. and on those are the best two ways to reach me. Twitter, I'm not really big on that, but Twitter is J Duval Hunter as well.
All right, man. You already know, man. Ha! You already know.
Get
Early.
that single, man.
Get that single.
Get that single on
man.
iTunes.
Ignore, man. What's up?
iTunes.
The hell's wrong with
you?
you?
A music video for that too. Seriously.
Hey, we gotta get it popping.
Yeah.
Ha! You already know.
What up, everybody? This is Jason Duval Hunter. Make sure you tune in to REEMtv. Don't ignore.
Friday night at 10:30 on Fox 5. That's a half-hour shorter version. So, and then we'll post everything on SoundCloud on LisaEvers.com. We tweet it out. If you follow me on Twitter at Lisa Evers, Instagram and Facebook, we post all the links there and pictures and stuff like that too. Okay, who's next? Okay, we got the Brooklyn's own. You saw him at Hot 97 Summer Jam on the festival stage. You saw him. What an old Sorry, wait a minute. You know, we're 30 million views on YouTube. First, we got a name tag for you, I think right down here. Jeff, help them out, please. Let them get up there. Okay? Get some people and come right on in. Sit down, please. Take a seat. Sit down, please. Take a seat. Okay, let's keep it going. Carol? Let's keep it going. The one and only Hot 97 number one DJ tonight. All right, who's next? Okay, she hosts the Women in Hip Hop podcast, which I was a guest on, and she's also been on Street Soldiers, and she's really trying to put the focus on women in hip hop. Give it up for Jazzy Bell.
What's going on, girl? Queen's in the building right now.
And he's a producer. He's been around Street Soldiers. He's been supporting the show for a minute. Up-and-coming producer, but he's worked with some of the biggest names in the business, the one and only Buddha the Future.
Yeah.
And also, another aspect of hip-hop that's very important are our hip-hop journalists who record what is going on, who talk about the industry, who talk about the culture and beyond. And I want you to give it up for Sonia Kay. She is here with us.
Yeah. Nice.
Our theme is Make Music, Not War, how hip-hop is becoming a unifying force. And one of the reasons we are really excited about doing this is not only because we just had the 44th anniversary of hip-hop, we have also seen that hip-hop is now the most popular music downloaded around the world. So that's a huge accomplishment. Especially for something they said would last. Well, guess what? Here we are. So let me just introduce the panel to you again so you can see everybody. We got Buddha the Future, producer. Sonia Murthy, aka Sonia K on social media. Our pop culture expert, our writer. The one and only DMC who's working on your new album. got like 3 pages on you and what you're up to right now. It's crazy. That would be a whole show in and of itself. The comic books, the book that we interviewed you for Fox 5, and for Street Soldiers, so many things, but congratulations and a real honor to have you with us. We're really excited. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes.
And you know the heavy hitters, the one and only DJ and all. Pretty much all the time on HOT97, every day you do it, all the other times, special mixes, all over TV, all over social media, all over everywhere, like that. Just doing it, making it happen, heavy hitter style, running it. All right, also with us is Jason Bell and Jason the model.
Yes.
We also have the podcast that's getting a lot of traction, a lot of attention because it's focusing on something that a lot of us feel needs more attention. Women in hip hop, so I recommend you check out our podcast, Women in Hip Hop. Jazzy, great to have you with us. And also with us, Brooklyn's own, the one that'll be fresher. Whoa, wait a minute. Fresher has a habit. I'm gonna spill a little game here, a little inside dirt. He's from Brooklyn. He has a thing for kids that are going through really tough times. So Fresher, this holiday season, dressed up as Santa Claus. That's fun. And then Street Soldiers. So we combined our resources and we made it happen. Made a lot of kids happy in East New York. So that was an awesome thing. So everyone up here on this panel has done something in connection with the community. That's why I'm really excited about this. So I want to start with you, DMC. When you look at where hip hop is right now, what do you see going on? Oh wait, the microphones. How do we miss the microphones?
We can pass it.
Okay, we'll pass it.
1, 2. Right now, it's good that hip hop is the #1 music in the world. I come from a time where every interview we would do, one of the questions would be, where do you think you'll be in a year? Where do you think you'll be in 3 years? Where do you think you'll be in 5 years? So now that hip hop is this widely received, I think it's time for the artists and also the corporations putting out the music to allow a new, fresh breath of inspirational, motivational music to participate. And what I mean by that is, when we came along, when Run DMC came along, we got turned down by every label. Because if y'all don't realize, everything repeats itself no matter what genre, what culture it is. In the beginning, because of the successful records like The Message, every record was a ghetto record. Life in the ghetto, growing up in the ghetto, it's hard in the ghetto, Message 1, Message 2. I mean, you had your comic relief records and you had your socially conscious and political records, but that didn't really take off till Public Enemy came. But in the beginning, hip-hop was just considered black ghetto music. And nobody thought it was going anywhere. But it started to go somewhere because those young brothers and sisters from the black ghetto started talking about history, started talking about politics, started talking about education, started talking about what this panel today is about, the positive things that's going on in the community. When we came along, one of the reasons we kept getting turned down was, they said this, they said, nobody wants to hear a rapper rapping about St. John's University and chicken and collard greens. But somebody took a chance to put the record out. In the same way, we can make these rap songs about, you know, how many guns I have, how many parties I go to, how much, how intoxicated I get, with those same attitudes and that same enthusiasm. If we would start letting the world know how powerful that positivity is, we would start to see a change in those communities. And what I mean by that is, when I rap, I'm DMC, in the place to be, I go to St. John's University. And since kindergarten I acquired the knowledge, after 12th grade I went straight to college.
Yeah! I love it! Yes!
little homies was coming up to me, going, yo, Daryl, how the hell you gonna be an MC and you go to school? And that just opened up dialogue for me. I was able to say, not only do I go to St. John's University, I was always a straight A student. I always did my homework and started doing that. So they started singing, perceiving what was corny and not cool as something powerful.
Soldiers, I'm your host, Lisa Evers. This is our 7th annual Push for Peace Town Hall here at Brooklyn Borough Hall. And if we got a panel for you for our topic, Make Music, Not War, the positive impact of hip hop culture and where we can take it from here. Joining us on our panel, Buddha the Future, one of the hottest new producers out there. Also music journalist and pop culture expert, Soumya Krishnamurthy. The one and only DMC. DJ Enough. Podcast host and model, Jazzy Bell. And Brooklyn's own Fresher. And now let me ask you, what do you think about this whole idea of how far it's come?
Hip hop or just hip hop?
Hip hop, yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. I love it. Hip hop saved my life. I'm glad I'm here.
I'm glad you're here too.
Huh?
I'm glad you're here.
No, I think it's true. Like, you know, I look at a lot of my friends I grew up with, and a lot of them are not here. You know, sad to say, whether they're incarcerated or they just passed away because of just growing up and doing the wrong thing. I chose to follow my dreams, and, you know, I'll be honest with you, my parents, I had great parents growing up, so I was lucky. My mom always said, chase your dreams. My dad was very old school, blue collar, was like, what are you doing? What? Playing music, huh? You know, my dad was a sanitation guy / firefighter, so he was like, you work hard, you get paid, and that's how you do your thing. So for me, playing records and you know, hanging around break dancers and graffiti, and he was like, what are you doing? But you know, now, you know, 40-something years later, he's like, I'm so proud of you. And that, you know, it's crazy. When I graduated junior high school, my dad never said he was proud of me. When I graduated high school, he never said he was proud of me. But then, you know, 40-some years later, like, he finally said, I'm proud of you, son, because you made the right decision. You know, it took a long time for my dad, right, Les? My sister's here. And my dad's real old school, hardcore, like, blue collar. And, you know, that's how he did his thing. So hip-hop is just amazing, because think about, if that's my story, there's jobs for everybody in hip-hop, you know, so there's journalism, there's radio, there's, you know, you can actually perform, there's engineers, there's camera guys, like, there's production, there's all kinds of jobs that are in hip-hop. And since we are the leading genre in music in the world, that means there's more money. There's opportunities for everybody.
You brought up journalism, and so Soumya, give us a sense, because we're talking about how big it is and how far it's come. Is that just hype and because we feel good and love the music, or is that real?
I mean, we definitely feel good and love the music, but the numbers are there, and especially if you look at any of the streaming platforms, hip-hop is the genre people are listening to, and it's not just millions, we're talking billions of streams. And it's so funny because a lot of times you turn on like award shows or kind of, you know, look through like old school publications, they still kind of view hip-hop as this very niche genre. But, you know, I always tell people, like, it's not pop culture, like hip-hop is pop music, it's pop culture, it affects fashion and politics and food and lifestyle, it's everything. So it's really a cultural force. You know, it's not just music or something people are doing in New York or LA, it's global. Like, you can go to Japan and there's if you talk about sort of American culture, I think one of the greatest exports is hip-hop culture, and it's touched people in languages they don't even speak English. They don't understand the lyrics to the music, but they know every Run DMC song, they know what HOT97 is, and they live in Uzbekistan. You know what I mean? Like, it's a global cultural.
Which is amazing, which is so there, I want to ask you about, coming up in terms of opportunities, what you came from, what you overcame, and
I mean,
how you got in the game.
Growing up in the Bronx was definitely a challenge, and that's the birthplace of hip hop. Just being, residing in the 80s and 90s, you didn't have too much to look up to. So coming up, just even seeing hip hop programs in schools and see how influential the culture and the music is unbelievable. And I'm actually proud to be from New York and from the Bronx. One of the poorest counties in the United States, but also part of this culture to have legends like DMC and enough able to kick down doors and provide opportunities for us to eat. And music alone is a soundtrack to people's lives. So to be a part of that is a dream come true.
A total dream come true.
Absolutely.
Jazz, in terms of the women, because back in the day, it was like the female artists had to kind of be with a guy clique or a guy crew, or they had to be affiliated in some way, and that's changed a lot. What do you see happening with women in hip hop?
I see a lot. When it comes to women in hip hop and the presence of it, in the beginning you had Shira, Roxy, Shantae. Fast forward, look at what Cardi B is doing. I mean, hello, is the #1 record right now. When it comes to the summer, nothing's top. You got Nicki Minaj that's making strides. That's exceeding everyone's expectations of her. Do you guys hear me?
No. Can we hear her? No. All right, we'll give you this other mic. We want everybody.
Ask the question again.
Where do you see the women, Jazz and Bell? Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. No. But I'm happy to see where it's going right now because like I said in the beginning, we had Shira, we had Roxy and Shantae. Now fast forward, you got Cardi B, you got Nicki Minaj, you got Remy Ma, you got all of these rappers, female rappers that's coexisting in space right now together. When back then, that wasn't the case. So I love what it's doing. I love what it's doing with Remy Ma. I love what it's done for Queen Latifah, starting off in the streets, and you see how she took it to TV, to film, to everywhere. Like hip hop isn't just music, and people look at it like it's a stepping stone for you to do greater things. And they're giving women out there that may not want to do hip hop, but you're in a world where a lot of these occupations are male dominated, right? So you look at people like Queen Latifah, Remy Ma, Nicki Minaj, that are taking strides. Of course, MC Light, shout out to MC Light, I ain't all over there. And there's nothing greater to see a woman on TV that represents what I look like, represents a voice unapologetically, represents strength in a male-dominated field. So I love women in hip-hop. I grew up with 7 brothers in a household, and when I look at hip-hop, I look at the women in it, and they set a great example for me to have a voice in this male-dominated field. So,
and to give so many women a voice too. Women who didn't fit the popular mold of what a female celebrity should look like either, as you said.
Yeah.
Fresher, let's grab that mic there. Oh, you got, of course, you got a little mic right there. It's Fresher. In terms of the music that influenced you, and what's influencing what you're doing right now that is so hot here, tell us about that.
That's, I was heavily influenced by just music overall, but every genre, my mom, she's in there somewhere, had every soundtrack, every album, everything in the house. So I was like bound to do this, even though I grew up just really in the sports field. I was a football player, but once I turned to music, I love music. I just felt like that was my way of expressing myself and letting the people know that it's okay to be down, and it's a mood thing, So again, music saved my life. It changed my life. The last year alone, like this 1 year, has just been so magical. I've been all over, United States, and it's a blessing. But I just I just want to touch on what DMC touched on. What about the education thing? Music. I always try to let the kids. I do things for the kids. I use music to influence kids. Like a lot of people in the neighborhood, I would tell them things a year before I made it, like, listen, stay in school and do this, but now my voice is more powerful, you know what I'm saying? So now when's the next video? And I'm like, yeah, next video is next week, but how's school? Are you playing any sport? So I'm using my my fame just to spread the word and let these kids know, stay in school. You understand? Like, I'm one of them dudes, I don't barely drink. I don't smoke at all. And hip hop, that's the cool thing, you know, everybody's smoking weed in the videos and I don't do it, you know, like I had a couple of, if you smoke, you'll be way better. You know, like people tell me that sometimes, yo, if you smoke, boy, you understand, the bars will be even better. And I say no, because I'll be less competent. I need to know what I'm saying. You know, and I just try to tell the kids that, you know, like they really think I'm a cool guy. And I said, listen, perfect story, I'm not gonna go too long, right? I was on tour last year in the summer with Riff Raff, and I had two foam cups, right? Everybody had foam cups, and he's like, yo, what's that in the cup? Syrup. This is water. This is water in this cup. Like, you know, I don't know. And he was like, well, I changed this life. This kid, seriously, he DM'd me. I talked to him back and forth, and he's like, yo, you know, yeah, I don't do syrup no more. You know, just because he thought that I had syrup, and I told him it wasn't. He's like, and you know, now he doesn't drink syrup anymore. So, you know, like little things like that move me. I'm just here to inspire. I tell people all the time, inspire or retire.
Have a question or comment?
How can we encourage rap to be more positive, being that it inspires so many?
Oh, excellent question. Jerry, you want to take that?
Yes, I'll take it. As soon as she said that, the first thing that came. As soon as she said that, the first thing that came to mind was, you guys have more power than you think. So what, I was gonna say what we rap about, but I'm not a rapper, but what these guys rap about and what you guys take heed to is important. So y'all support the music. If they're speaking a bunch of crap and negativity,
Take that one, here we go.
okay.
Pass the mic.
And that's how I feel. If the music you guys don't, right, the music you guys support is important. So if, like he said, he's talking about he doesn't smoke weed. No, that's not scissor in his cup. It's water. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's up to the people, the consumers, to say this is what we want. Tell us what you want to hear. Tell the rappers what it is you're going through and what you want to hear. More positive stuff, and support those artists. But also keep in mind, hip hop is street first. Yes, it's global now, but it started in the streets. So what you're hearing is people's personal experiences and what they went through in the streets, and they're just being vocal about it. And them being vocal about it is allowing them to get out of the streets. So always keep that in mind as well, that yes, the message may not come across as positive, but the bigger picture is getting them off the streets. They're not snatching chains, they're not robbing purses, they have a legitimate job. That's why most of the rappers, their first album represent the streets and what it is that they went through. And then after that, you see Jay-Z saying, throw on a button shirt, or marry a wife and don't cheat on her. You know what I mean? So hip-hop is all about evolving and evolution and growing. So just stick with hip-hop because it's really saving lives. So just keep that in mind.
Saving lives, DMC.
Making records, I think we were 17 years old. And our first producer, who's actually the greatest producer in hip-hop ever that nobody knows about, is a man named Larry Smith. And the greatest producer, 2 Run DMC's album, Houdini's album, Friends, 5 Minute Funk, Rockbox, it's like that, all that. But he used to say this to us: we need the elders, and we also need the elders within the youth scenario. What I mean is, when I was 16 years old, people 18 to 21 was older and mature than me. And when I was 21, I looked up to my aunts and my uncles who was 25, 26, and 27, and 28. There's this thing called responsibility with your gift that we need to encourage. We don't need to preach it, but we need to encourage.
I mean, well, I could never critique another person's creativity. So all of you out there, no matter what kind of artist you are, you can never critique another person's creation. But it's like Buddha said, there's a responsibility that is being not paid attention to, because if you pay attention to that responsibility, you will be perceived a certain way. But to all artists, up and coming, present now, the guys in the States now, you
You gotta understand something, especially to answer Little Man's question. If you're a rapper that makes a record about a gun, it's cool. This ain't about censorship and freedom of speech. This is about genocide and homicide. The very next record needs to be a song about not using a gun. But we don't get that no more. We get a bunch of records and songs about using a gun, which is a situation that exists. Like I always tell rappers, yo, not everybody goes to the strip club. So can't you make a record? You know, make a record about your aunt who put 3 kids through college and none of them went to jail and stuff like that. Those things make dynamic records. So it's like Buddha said, it all comes with responsibility. Chuck D told Rakim, EPMD, Run DMC, and Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, 1988, we was on tour, selling out coliseums. Chuck was like running them, got us getting sneaker deals with movie deals, and we selling out these tours. Chuck D said, do you know what's the most powerful thing about this hip-hop thing, and the greatest thing about this hip-hop thing? Some people said money. No, the money's good. Don't get it wrong. But Chuck D said the power of communication. We always got a microphone in front of us. We on the radio, we making movies. Now, when you get that opportunity, tell your story, but then tell another story that can really make things change the very next day.
Okay, what's your question or comment?
My question is, who inspired you the most to become who you are today?
Oh, that's a great question.
Who would you like to answer that? Enough. Who inspired you enough?
Wow. Well, of course it's DJs, because I wanted to be a DJ. I think initially my dad first, because I saw his hustle and how hard he worked to make sure we were good with my family. Then DJ-wise, it would be, there's about 5 DJs I got to name. All right? Grandmaster Flash, because of his technique and the creativity. Then it would be the time.
All right, we'll let you slide with that just because we don't have a lot of time, but go ahead.
I mean, I think a record like that can happen. I don't see why not. You know, Fresher could start it, Buddha could produce it. Lisa had to put it down, Mine could write about it, and Jazzy can have it on her podcast. You know what I mean? And then when you're done, I can bring it on the new air too. You know what? Let's do it. I'm gonna take charge, me and you. We're gonna make a record called Push the Peace. I'm producing the record, I promise you. Alright, let's do it. Mark my words.
And are there any ways in which they can improve or build on that?
Well, Ice-T told me something very powerful many years ago, and I've been in this business a long time. Here in America, sex and violence sells. Here in America, negativity is used as a false sense of power because it seems that it's exciting and it's powerful and it's dominant and it's disrespectful. So everything that is negative is what this entertainment industry is built on when you think about it from an entertainment standpoint. But also, we at a time right now where we don't need to depend on the corporations because we can create our own works of art and control ourselves what we put out.
That's the one thing that my mom taught me. She said, in this world we're physical beings, but up in heaven there's always spiritual battles. So your responsibility on earth is to push love. Love kills, love heals, love is the power and the core of everything, and it's free. So what I did during my pain when I lost my best friend was put my pain into art.
All right, and Push the Peace, make music, make love, not war. I want to thank our amazing panel for this episode of Street Soldiers, a special Push the Peace Town Hall Group in the future. Sonia Krishnamurti, DMC, DJ Enough, Jazzy Brown, and Fresher. Shout out to our people at HOT97.
Yo, Big Spanish DJ Enough, put your guns down. REEMtv, I see y'all, man. Y'all doing good things. You already know who
this is right here.
Play yourself here, man. What's up?
Yo, what's up? This is me, DMC, and the place to be, the KING. And the only place for you to ever be is right here in the place to be with REEMtv.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Jazzy Bell from Women in Hip Hop Podcast, and I want to give a huge shout out to my peoples at REEMtv. Y'all better check it out.
You already know, Dream with the Rack. We just finished here at Lisa Evans' event. Who am I here with?
I'm the party people, REEM.tv, and only the place to be. Push the place that brawl situation, niceopen.com, official Jockway, DJ Team Jockway, TVM, Blockwork. You see what it is, baby. BX, Lisa Evans, Street Soldiers.
I already know it's yours truly, Remo Marag. I definitely had to pull up to this lovely ladies event. Lovely lady, who are you and where are you from?
My name is Lisa Evers. I'm host of Street Soldiers on HOT97 FOX5. Keep it locked there and right here on REEM